Here, in front of me, I have what are probably 40-year-old sealed, unopened boxes of Vandoren traditional reeds. And today, I'm going to open them up and try them out. Now, it's a little bit difficult exactly dating these. Vandoren made these plastic-style boxes in the 70s and early 80s, but needless to say, it's been a long time. As you can see from the label, they are Vandoren Strength 5 reeds. This is normally way too hard for my setup, though I've heard that these older boxes are actually softer in strength than a modern day traditional 5-strength reed. I have no idea if that's true, and I guess today we'll find that out. Just as a reference check, I have a new sealed box of Vandoren 3.5 strength traditional reeds to compare them with. Now, I've got to say, the retro packaging is pretty cool. I mean, it's a small plastic box that is probably filled with every kind of toxin we've discovered is terrible for you over the last 40 years, and it can undoubtedly be found in many landfills throughout the world. But hey, you gotta love the retro aesthetic. And hey, not to bash it too much, there's probably less plastic that makes up this box than makes up a brand new box of Vandoren traditional reeds, so they have that going for them. Also, the reeds move around like they're in an egg shaker, so that's pretty cool. If you ever need to do some background percussion work, well then this is the tool for you. But anyway, enough talking. Let's see what it looks like inside the box. This era hasn't been released since 1970 or 1980. Let's just take it all in. Wow. Smells like shag carpets and bell-bottom jeans. Truly a remarkable vintage. Let's take a look at the reeds inside. So opening up, we have this cool little vintage mouthpiece paper showing their different models. We've got the 5RV, 2RV, B44, B46, 5RV Lyre, V360, B45, B46. Wow. Okay. Got a whole bunch. We've got the 66, the 55. A lot of these I've never heard of. We also have this advertisement for a crystal Vandoren mouthpiece, the A1, A2, or A3. It's been a while since they've made these. Additionally, it looks like we've got some kind of sponge material. It's actually crumbling in my hand a little bit, which is awesome. Deteriorating. I'm probably going to wash these reeds before I try them. It seems like a good idea. And then we have the reeds themselves that are just sort of, they're divided into two little compartments. Looks like 5 in each compartment. Just stacked one on top of the other. Yeah, these are just absolutely covered in sponge. These are absolutely covered in sponge. All right. But at least it keeps the tips from totally breaking when you do that sweet egg shaker move. Yeah, you can see it's pulling apart. Nice. Okay. Let's just get the rest of these out there. In general, the cane looks pretty good. It's a little deeper orangish color than I think we see in modern reeds. I believe that's probably just due to the cane aging. So just right off the bat, some initial impressions. The reeds are a little bit warped, both in the tip and I'm assuming in the body. It's not the end of the world. I'm going to soak them in water for a few minutes, get some of this sponge dust off, and yeah, we'll see how they play. It looks like there's only going to be one reed right off the bat that's not going to be good. There's some tip damage to one of these reeds. It's hard to say if that's just because, you know, the way they stored these reeds leaves a lot to be desired, or it was just shoddy quality control. But let's find out how they play. So I've got one of the reeds here. I picked this out at random. You all will be trying this with me for the first time. As I taste it, I get the faintest hint of cigarette smoke. So that's nice. But let's see how it plays. the just initial impressions right off the bat, this is a lot lighter than I'd say a standard 3.5 traditional reed from today. But let's quickly hear the other one just to compare. But wow, a lot of vibrancy there, and incredible ease of playing. So they've aged well. Okay, and here I have a standard 3.5 sealed box. Just opened it, picked a reed at random. Let's see how they compare. So this isn't a bad reed either. I think you'll be able to tell from the audio recording, I of course haven't listened to them yet, that the vintage reed was a little brighter, a little more vibrant. This was a little bit harder to play, I was right. And also a little darker sounding, I think, as a result of that. But, you know, there's something about those vintage reeds. I'm going to keep playing them. I think there's something there. If you ever stumble across a box yourself, it might be worth picking up. I can definitively say now that the 5-strength reeds from 40 years ago are definitely not equivalent to the 5-strength reeds that we have today. So to any of you who see a horde of boxes out there and think, hey, maybe those would work for me, they probably will if you're used to playing on 3.5s or maybe even softer. Something to keep in mind. Now, I would like to close out this video by quickly saying that I've decided on my first sub goal. If I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will open up these reeds on video. These are reeds from September 14th, 1966. They were previously owned by the second clarinetist in the Cincinnati Symphony, Carmine Campione. They were given to me by one of his students who received his whole stash of reeds when he retired from playing. Maybe I'm just a super nerd, but I always felt that this was an amazing gift and I've been saving it for a special occasion. 1,000 subscribers seems like a pretty special occasion, so if you could do me a favor and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so that I can open these sooner rather than later, that would be awesome. Until next time, happy practicing.